if your avoidant attached partner or somebody you desire is avoidantly attached and you're attempting to reason why they still love you, I'm not saying they don't love you. They might. It might be in there. But let me open your mind a little bit, and hopefully you can not just stop talking to these people, but give them some grace and some space and allow that time that you have now to invest into your own self-love cycle. So we know the avoidant to be somebody who has a bunch of shallow relationships. If not, the only relationships they do have are shallow. This is what I'm starting to understand in my own little analysis of this concept. The avoidant is avoiding themselves. Whether it be the trauma, whether it be them, the consequence of the trauma, or the suppression of their inner child, whether it be the rejection of the self-concept, they are avoiding themselves naturally. So if that's the case, if they are avoiding themselves, how can they get into relationship with somebody else? They generally cannot. Forgive me, I used the wrong word. They genuinely cannot get into relationship because they're running away from here right now. So at what point in time does that relationship exist? It doesn't. See, this is now where the hamster wheel of psychological abuse and manipulation starts happening. And whether they know it or not, the avoidant is attempting to test whether or not, really not even whether or not, how much bullshit you're willing to put up with. I'm not sure what the next step is after that, because I think it's all just kind of sadistic after that if you're doing this to abuse somebody. But the point that I'm trying to get at before I get too lost in this analogy here, or in this story, if the avoidant is running away from themselves, but somehow able to be in relationship with you, I hope you understand that you are a tool being used to help the avoidant run away from themselves. That's where the love bombing and all that comes in, because I'm not going to lie, you are helping avoidant forget about their pain, about their problems, about their trauma. But this is temporary. And I'm not saying that you can't, okay, no, I am saying you can't outlove somebody from their trauma. That's what I am saying. Let's get that clear. This is conditional, not because you can't genuinely love someone deeply, but because the person who has endured the trauma needs to be just as open and vulnerable to healing and growing from that as the person who's attempting to help them heal and grow from it. Or else it won't work. It'll just be like pouring money in the drain and expecting to get a return on your investment. But this is the extra part in my analysis that I just got to, and hopefully we can make this common knowledge. But the avoidant is avoiding themselves through you, the newly attached partner. But the second you, newly attached partner, either become you're probably either a codependent person or you haven't been loved properly in like a stable position. So the more you chase them, trying to lock them down to love them, which is something they don't even want to do for themselves, the more they're going to run away. That's only one of two options, though. The second option is that you getting so vulnerable and so close and being so real is just opening up too much vulnerability that they were already trying to suppress or reject by using your presence in their life. So now you have become the problem because you are exposing what they are rejecting. But this is love. Like now me, Dark Wizard, stepping out of the situation. That's love. Being vulnerable, being empathetic, being understanding, being comprehensive, being present. That is love. And I know they can't dramatize that and sell that to you in freaking IMAX theaters, but that is love, bro. That is the struggle. The dark side of love that allows you to not only just have a picture perfect relationship, but build an actual infrastructure to a relationship of healthy foundation. There's no amount of bags you can get, no amount of trips you can go on, no amount of things you could throw in your man cave that can compensate having somebody who truly sees you and is vulnerable with you and allows you the space to also express that in your authenticity as well. Beyond that, allows you to engage with that enough to be able to stand up for yourself when you believe in something and to humble yourself when you're wrong about something. Like that shit is absolutely priceless, bro. And I'm really hoping more of us go on this, like, whether you want to call it a self-love or a self-improvement, just a self-development, personal growth journey. I hope more people, like, the less people have and the less people can access general society of just like escapism and sedatives. I hope people go within and truly start to understand, damn, like, I'm out here seeking the love from people who should have given it to me so long ago, from people who have no intention of giving it to me in the future and are just stringing me along, so I never realize that if I give it to myself, I won't need any of these people, and I can start to attract people who really just amplify that love that I'm giving myself, allowing me to share that not only with them, but with the world around me as much as possible. Because that's what we're supposed to do here as humans. But remember, this is all going to take a lot more intentional dating, a lot more access to third spaces, a lot more community support and reinforcement, a lot more access to education and therapy. Like, this is going to take a couple of social changes to get to. So don't worry too much about trying to save the world. Just focus on how you receive and give love and how you are able to be the fullness of yourself without losing any bit of yourself in doing that. You are worth so, like, I'm not trying to be all like sappy here, but you are worth so much more than somebody deciding that you are not worth being a priority. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care who you are. I don't care how fucking traumatized and beat down you feel like you've been, bro. You deserve to be the priority of the people that say they love you, especially of the people that get access to you. And if they can't do that, then why don't you allow them to do that for the people that they do prioritize in their life? Because I promise you, if they don't respect you right now, the second you start taking care of yourself, they're either going to try to tear you down or they're going to come in and try to get you to give them the same amount of attention that you were seeking for out of them. But remember, this is just me giving advice on the internet, bro. You don't have to take any of it for real.